Right, we're in. Welcome along to the live stream. And yeah, Saints versus Charlton. So I'll be watching it first ever time I've done this. So you're going to have to excuse me if you're watching this later or just going to be dropping in. So yeah, I'll do my best. And we'll just go through a few things like the lineups and stuff like that in a bit. So it looks like Charlton have got a corner already. Lovely. 2 minutes in. Into the middle of the box and it's away. And Cienza's on the ball, pushing up the left-hand side. Good break here, actually, from Saints. We've got 3 guys running forward with him, but he's run out of steam. And looks like it may well go out for a corner for Southampton. Throw in. They saved. Bit of a rubbish throw in there. It's going to be a tricky game, I think, today. It's definitely going to be a bit spicy. Nathan Jones is definitely not going to want to be losing this, and Charlton are looking pretty solid. He's very animated on there. Nothing I wouldn't expect from Nathan Jones, huh? Oh, Charlton. Oh, good clearance there. Harwood Bellis. Oh, Cienza's. Oh, lovely. Azaz pushing it forward for him. Oh, Saints here. Oh, bit of a weak shot there. Yanda coming through that. Lovely bit of creativity there. I think Yanda should have done a lot better there. A lot better. If you are watching, let me know how you're watching the game today. Are you watching it on Sky? Are you watching it any other way? Or are you just watching this on Facebook or YouTube? We'll go through the lineups and everything in a second. I'm just still trying to figure out how to use some of this software. Fellow's managing to get a really decent ball in. Adam Armstrong, free header there. Straight over. Really think he could have done better again. But same story with Saints. We tend to need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chances before we get a goal. So as long as we keep them chances coming, then there's a chance that we'll get a goal. Mm. Feel free to ask any questions or leave any comments. I will answer everything, and I'll try to do so with the best of my ability. There'll be an awful lot I don't know about. It's just a chill out today. I just want to get used to using this software, and then in the future do a few more live streams. So yeah, I've never done a live stream whilst watching a football match, and to be honest, my attention is pretty rubbish anyway. So struggle to do many things at once as a typical man, eh? All comments are welcome. Just going to bring up the team sheets in a second. So fellows down the right hand side again, getting a bit of luck down that side. Good challenge there. Very good challenge from their Charlton defenders. I haven't got a clue who they are. You could call that naive, but you know, it is what it is. Right, that's the team sheets on the right hand side. I just bring that up. So we've got Bazunu in goal. Fellows is going to be playing that sort of hybrid, sort of right hand side wing back, right back. Hopefully not right back. We really need him up the pitch a bit more. Harwood, Bellis, Wood, and Stevens. I'm glad Wood has kept his space. I'm wondering when Anacho will be coming back. Obviously, he played a little bit during the break with Germany. So yeah, then we've got Manning, Bragg, which I'm surprised that he's getting his debut start, to be honest, although a little bit tight. Oh, Armstrong here just picked up the ball in the middle and immediately runs over to the wing, to the left wing, unfortunately. I'd have preferred to see him turn and run straight up the middle, and he's decided to have a shot from about 20 odd yards out, and I'm not sure why he's done that. Plenty of options coming through the middle there for him. That was a bit of a waste, if I'm honest. To be honest, well, I don't mind people having a shot and a dig, but he did have a lot of support there with him. So anyway, so then we've got Azaz starting again, which hopefully will pay off. Cienza, Yander and Armstrong in there. So, yep, it is not a bad looking team. It's just Bragg starting. It'll either be good or not so good. And Bragg is wearing 48. Playing around at the back here. Just got to keep that moving and look for a diag ball. Howard Bellis, you know, in that championship season, that's exactly what he did well. And he's just played it there. A nice diagonal to Armstrong on the left-hand side. Oh, the Cienza running through the middle here, tucking inside. Oh, we've got it. Azaz. What? 2 touches he had there to do something with it. And Kaminsky, the keeper, this is exactly my fear. You know, he's in a completely great position there and fluffs his lines. Why he's trying to control that? Just whack it if you can. We've had a few chances already, but yeah, that's not great. Cienza doing fantastic there. Anyway, so we have a corner coming through. That should have been much better. Oh, outside of the box, Manning. Oh, Not too bad there from Manning, shooting from the outside of the box. We don't need that up. Saints are going to need to keep the pace going on this, I think, because if we allow Charlton to settle and dig in, then they're going to be difficult to break down. Ooh. Bazunu's picking it back up. Just trying to figure out this layout. I haven't got any comments coming up. If anybody's not made any, if there's anybody here watching, please feel free to comment. Fellows again down the right-hand side here. Lifts it in. Oh my gosh, there we go. There's a goal. Ryan Manning manages to come in with a header there. Oh, that is definitely a deserved lead coming through there. 13 minutes. Oh, we're getting down through that right-hand side again. I thought we had fluffed that, to be honest, with that ball being played so high. I don't know where Manning came from to get onto that. So we've got good work there from Fellows. A couple of steps, just lifts it, and Manning drifts in from the left-hand side. That was so close to hitting that crossbar, wasn't it? Crossbar and in. Fantastic. Get in. That's it. They've got to keep going now. They cannot be giving up on that. That's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Right, I'm just trying to figure out this software still. So I can see we've got a few people watching along. So welcome. Welcome to the stream. So this is my first time live streaming. So right, I've got some comments up. We've got Nicola coming there. Loads of likes. Thank you very much. Loads of comments there from you. Thank you. Mustafa chatting. Yeah, you're in the wrong stream, buddy, I think. Cienza to Armstrong. Armstrong's he's put it in. 2. Oh, I think that was his 3rd attempt at that on target there. Oh, I thought you'd fluffed that one as well. It's very difficult at the moment as a Saints fan, isn't it, to imagine that ball going in the net and winning. The crowd are shouting yellow, yellow, yellow. Trying to look out for some faces in there. I wish I could have made it today. Again, Cienza just running around players. Opens up for Armstrong. He loses the ball and then manages to bang it in with his left foot. Yeah, that was a much better one with his left foot. I think it was just that rebound coming back out. 2-0. 2-0 to Southampton. Very happy with that. I didn't want to have a Saturday that was going to be rubbish. So Manning on 14 minutes, Armstrong on 16. I want 9. They've got a good opportunity here to get some goals back, actually. If they keep playing like this, and Charlton don't just shut up shop, I think we could do something here. Cienza's looking fantastic. In fact, I'm absolutely loving Fellows down this right-hand side as well. And obviously we don't want him back in defence all the time, but he's looking good. Some really lovely balls being played. 2-0 Southampton. We're at 17 minutes in. I just wish I was at the stadium today. Unfortunately, I had work this morning. I just wouldn't have been able to get to London on time. Not to enjoy it anyway. And so it's a home day today for me. So be interesting to see if Jones tries to change things around here, because that front line, kind of, we've almost got 3 or 4 guys up on the front line at times, and we've just nicked it off them again easily. Oh, Manning runs the ball out of play. What are you doing? We are literally playing from front to back really nicely here. I don't think I've seen Southampton play moving forward like this for such a long time. Just they're like literally turning around and running, and that's exactly what we've needed for probably 2 years. Absolutely insane. How Saints would it be for us to lose 3-2? Yeah, I hope not. I absolutely hope not. Who's commented? 4-2 Saints. Here we go. Caden. It's raining again. We are knocking it about at the back too much here. Well, we've got the 2 goals now, Caden. Oh, lovely. Through the middle again. Completely opened up for Yander. He's going to have to take this on. Oh, and he slots it in. 3-0 for Southampton. What is going on? What is going on? My goodness. And Tonda's just there. He's just staring, eyes wide open. He looks angry. I don't know why, but maybe he's thinking, "Oh my god, I'm going to end up keeping this game, this goal, keeping the job." That's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Their keeper should have done a lot better there, but just tapped in. Either way, even if you played that back across the box, I think Cienza would have had that. But 3, that's 3. Oh, I'm happy. Get in. Hello, Stephen. Welcome. Yep, you're right. I'm not used to this. I don't know how to react. I'm reacting because I am watching a game of football. That's what I'm doing. No, I'm not a live streamer. I'm a fan that watches TV, and some people said do this. So if you haven't got anything positive to do, jog on. We're back in down the right-hand side here. Azaz has got it, slowing it down a little bit. A couple of nice step overs there. Do not slow down here, Southampton, because you've got a lot more to give. Really loving the way that we're playing the ball around. I don't know what's driven these guys to suddenly start. Look, Azaz making a run through the middle. Oh, he's rounded the keeper. Oh my god! This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. 4-0, 21 minutes. Nathan Jones rattled. What? Armstrong there. Another lovely ball through, but Charlton are just, they're just absolutely missing. Like, I don't understand what is going on there. Like, they just are too far apart. Like, the furthest back is number 10. Well done, Finn Azaz, because I think he's totally needed that. And I hope that's going to give his confidence a huge boost. He took that really well as well. I was almost expecting him to try and take it round the keeper, but my goodness, when's the last time we saw 4 goals on the sheet? Yep. Okay. Well, nobody knows how to react. Yeah, Stephen, what are you doing over in Jamaica? Sounds lovely. But yeah, no, we have kicked off. We have well and truly kicked off, and we're 23 minutes in, and it's 4-0 up. This is something quite unbelievable. Oh, they're making a change already here, Charlton. So after 23 minutes. Wow, Jones is definitely rattled, taking somebody off already. So that's Apter for Rankin Costello. And I don't mean to be offensive, but I have no idea who these players are. I'm not used to the Championship League at all. Like for me, like going down from the Premier League to the Championship, even last time, I didn't have a clue what was going on. And Charlton almost making a breakthrough there. Well defended from Southampton, pushing it onto the right hand side. We've got control again. But yeah. So like moving down to the Championship for me was a huge change because there's not really any football that I've watched or paid attention to. So even now, it's still a struggle for me. Fellows breaking down the right hand side here. Not a lot of options in the box, but he's managed to cut it back to Armstrong, who's turned another left hand shot. Azaz has picked it up. We've still got the ball in the box here. Armstrong's holding it up, and Cienza boots it over. I'll take that though. Charlton's defence is really struggling. They are definitely sitting a bit further back now. So yeah, over in Jamaica, sounds fantastic. Are you doing some relief work or something? I'm sure you'll let me know. Rob, where are you, Rob? Here we go. What's up, Rob? Big shout out to you, one of the members of the show. Thank you so much, Rob, for all your support, all your comments, and everything like that. It's been a tough start to the season actually because I took the summer break off. I didn't do any videos or anything like that. And what's happened is YouTube has basically said, "Oh, you're not making videos anymore," and it stopped kind of showing it to people. So instead of getting 2, 3, 4,000 views each video, I'm now getting about 400 views for the videos that I'm putting out. And not that I do it for views or for an ego perspective or anything like that, but trying to figure out exactly what's going on has been a bit annoying, if I'm honest. So when we've got people that watch them all the time, like the top supporters, really do appreciate that. So likes and comments on it, even likes on this post, all helpful. And we'll be having a vlog. Tuesday's game will get vlogged, and I can imagine St Mary's is going to be a bit more rocking after a big result like this. Is it going to be 9-0? Wouldn't that be redemption? I still feel quite bad for Will still though. But yeah, what's going on, Jimmy? From you, Rob. 4-0 is going on, Rob, at 26 minutes in. We have got Graham Thorne, 4-0, unbelievable. Honestly, this is totally unbelievable. I've not felt this way watching Southampton for a long time. Like, we've just felt so negative, like from all the last couple of seasons and the losses and things like that. And to see something like this, it is literally unbelievable. I really struggle to get my head around it. But I do think maybe Jones might have done something with their team to try and be smart, and I'm not sure it's worked for him. Tonda on the touchlines. I don't know if you let me know if you guys are watching this on TV. Doesn't he look psycho? He looks like he's going to go and like go for someone. He looks intense. That guy does. No wonder the guys are playing. If I had that chap staring at me, I can look after myself, but I wouldn't mess with Tonda, that's for sure. Working on cargo aircraft for Hurricane Reef. Good, mate. Good. Thank you for doing a good job on things like that. All very important. And anybody that does anything to better somebody else's life, good for them. And I'm sure you've probably just been sent out, but yeah, all jobs are important. This could be a 9-0 match, Brendan. Maybe it could be 10-0. Maybe could be 10-0. Just depends. I still don't trust that we'll be able to keep a clean sheet, if I'm honest. We do struggle keeping clean sheets. However, I've not seen anything. Just hearing the crowd singing for Oriol Romeo, actually. What do you guys think of Oriol Romeo coming back into the team, by the way? I think it's fantastic. I mean, I absolutely love Ori, and I was really gutted when he left. But it is, I think it's just a bit of a little boost for us. But I was hoping that he might be back a little bit sooner. Ooh, Charlton have just had a bit of a shot from out wide and quite far out, and Hernandez definitely gone wide, fairly wide, but they picked it up in a good area there, and not really any central defensive players pushing out to him. And I am seeing our back three sort of bickering a little bit between each other. Howard Bellis has tried to play a diag and gone to the Charlton players. We do have to keep our heads here, for sure. I mean, we're 4-0 up. You would think that we'd put that to bed, but we don't want to give up like at this point and just sit back. I think that would be absolutely wasteful, because we want them to continue what they're doing. I don't think they were particularly slogging their guts out for the 4 goals. I think that they've done really well, but there's got to be loads more in the tank. Let's have a look through some comments. You look like that Facebook guy. What's his name? Probably a lot of Facebook guys. Probably never anyone famous. You'll never walk alone. I'm guessing you're from Liverpool and you found the wrong stream though, mate. How's your season going, by the way? Saint Fern just found a chat. Hello. Hello. Saints fan just found a chat. There you go. So is this your first time on the channel, Justin? Have you seen my videos before? Any of the vlogs that I do? If not, welcome along. I don't usually live stream for anybody that is in here. I do the odd live stream, but not anything too interactive. Usually it would just be like a quick video going out. I've never done a watch along before, and it's quite frankly, it's a little bit weird It's a little bit weird trying to talk and watch football at the same time, and obviously nobody talks back, so make sure just whack in the comments, which are down here or down there, or if you put your comments in, then I can keep chatting and answering questions. On the edge of the box here is Az again. I couldn't get a shot away there. No, it's definitely not a penalty, not in the slightest. Let's not get entitled now. Saints are looking very organised. Really, really happy with how they're playing, and Bragg is playing quite deep. Really, you know, you can see him there in the centre circle, and he's seems to be providing sort of that first pivot. You see Yander there as well. That's not a good place to give away the ball, though, lads. That's really not good. And we've managed to clear it. Not too far. Look at that, Adam Armstrong. What a challenge. That is exactly what you need. That was fantastic. Oh, what are you doing? Finners has trying to lob the keeper from in his own half. I think he's been watching too much Scotland. What a nutter. That was extreme. You need to do a watch along every game. Well, to be honest, mate, I do most games. I watch them at St Mary's. And last season I managed to go to most of the away games. Charlton have broken through on their right-hand side. They cut back and dawdling on the ball there from Charlton. We seem to have survived that. Out onto the left-hand side there. Cienza picking it up. Running straight towards the box, which is fantastic. Oh, into the side netting. See what I really like about what Cienza did there is he didn't just run down one end, down the wing. He immediately starts turning towards the 18-yard box, which is very aggressive. He's done fantastic there. But a lot of players will just kind of divert towards the corner flag, and that to me is either you're going to go and try and get an angle on a cross, and that's not what we need right now, especially since we don't have any height in the box. So turning and running aggressively at that is going to cause some at the box is going to cause some problems. So yeah. Anyway, watch along every game. Not possible, but I do vlog every game. Pretty much. Yeah, it is quite hard to do vlogs every game because it takes about 5 hours of editing after, and so when we do Tuesday's match, the vlog won't come out till probably Thursday evening because I have a job. So on Wednesday evening I'll edit it and I'll set it to come out probably Thursday sort of tea time. Corner here for Charlton. Saints had 9-0 twice that we own. Yeah, we definitely own that. And both were Ralph Hasenhüttl, weren't they? To be honest, I thought that Spurs game last season was going to end up like 9-0, but I mean it was 5-0 at half time, wasn't it? And I reckon Martin probably just said to them at half time, please don't let it be 9-0, please. And we didn't concede in the second half. Corner here for Charlton. Goes over the middle of the bar. They got a bit of height on them there, so we're going to have to watch them corners. See Harwood Bellis he's kind of doing that to some of the players. He's definitely vocal today, Harwood Bellis, on the right side of that 3. Just showing Yander's goal again. I'm really happy. What's that? It's 2 goals for Yander now. So we seem to be getting goals from all over the pitch, which is really going to make a difference for our season. Right, Tyler Durden. When does he start cooking? When does who start cooking, mate? I think we're talking about Romeo here, aren't we? Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the comments. When does Romeo start cooking? Oh, Cienza. Straight to the keeper. They reckon he's going to be another couple of weeks away from what I've seen. Just watching Cienza there, I think he might have done a bit better with that. He'd be disappointed. Yeah, Romero's going to take another couple of weeks. Obviously not match fit, and perhaps when they've got him in, they've realised that he's going to need a bit longer. I'd imagine his core fitness is there, but he doesn't look like he was training with the actual players much this week and last. So Caden answering that, he's not fit enough. He probably is. I'd imagine he's got a very good level of fitness, but the match fitness and what really is required in the league is probably a bit different. And at 34 or whatever Romero is, I'd imagine he might not be quite remembering the intensity. So yeah, Charlton have got a bit more time on the ball here now. So we're 37 minutes in. Oh, and yeah, they're getting a bit more time on the ball here. So Saints not being quite as pressing. Armstrong's picked it up, and yeah, we're being a little bit more sloppy on the ball. I think Charlton are just trying to calm the game down. They're generally having 5 or 6 at the back. So flick down through the comments. What is happening here? Yeah, what is happening here? Harry Bison, I like your name there. Very good. What a difference Romero makes. Yeah, and Tonda, as I was saying, like Tonda, like just looks like he's glaring at people. Nathan Wood, bit of shirt pulling going on there, but to be honest, that was a bit of both there. Harwood Bellis is yelling at a lot of people, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I want people to be vocal, but I do feel Harwood Bellis like gives out quite a lot of stick to everyone. Could be a good thing. We don't know what he's saying. He's definitely doing a lot of organising, that's for sure, from what I can see. So anyway, Charlton have got a decent position here for a cross. Saints have got a good line here. All the way up to... Crikey, that was a terrible free kick. Carey. Wow. Absolutely lofted that well over. You see there had 3 or 4 big players at the back, and that's probably where his target was. Bit of a short free goal kick there for Southampton, and we're in a little bit of a sticky situation here, like playing it around at the back. Bit too slow here, Southampton. Oh, and we've managed to pick it up, thankfully, in the middle. And Cienza again turning and running directly towards goal. Manning over on the left-hand side. And he's turned around, and we're going to go back across. Here's Harwood Bellis pushing up. And Fellows over on the right-hand side again. 18-yard box on his left foot. He's going for a left foot low shot there. Everyone is back now for Charlton. I thought this was going to be one of the toughest games of the season, if I'm honest. Hi, Curly. Where the F has this team been for the last 2 years? First time, second time. Oh, I'm strong. Good little chance there. Like, you just notice it's opening up between the lines quite a lot for Southampton here. There's not particularly loads of movement, but Charlton just seem to drift away from the player, and then it opens up, and Southampton are playing some lovely little through balls. Armstrong's usually a bit better on the turn than that. So yeah, where has this team been? I have no idea. Going to be a bit controversial here. is it the players turning up for a different manager, or is the manager doing a much better job than the last one? It's a really difficult one. Personally, I think that there's been a bit of naughtiness going on from the players, and I don't really want to say that. However, this is much better looking football. So is it the manager? It's such a hard one, but we said it even at the last match. The players' tails just seem to be up. You know, they just seem a lot more up for it, whereas previously they just didn't. It's so hard for us to really put our finger on what's going on. Cienza is fudging brilliant. He is. I don't know how many times you had to repeat that that comment there, by the way, because my filters are quite strong on the chat. So yeah, you might have had to put fudging instead of anything else. Oh, lovely little ball across to the right hand side here. Fellows turning in straight away. Step over. It's in. It's in. This is 5. My goodness, that's Azaz picking that one out again. Again, it's Fellow's picking it up. He's not going down the line. He's driving in towards the box, and the difference it makes. This is incredible. This is incredible. Look at the way he turns here and inwards. Step over. Oh, this is insane. And how many times have we seen for the last 2 seasons where players aren't running into the box to get that second ball, or pick up the rebounds? And now everyone seems to be driving forward thinking that they can get on this. What a difference. What a difference. Right, David, let's have a look. What has he changed? We're still playing 5 at the back. He's put Jack Stevens back in, enough to make us go from trash to good. Yeah, well, I mean, initially, that's what I would agree with. I think there hasn't been too much changes. Obviously, he's brought in Bragg, and you'd understand that because for me, if I was taking on a team, sorry, Charlton are just on the box to their right hand side. They picked it up in the middle here on the edge of the centre circle. They're back in the box on the left side. Saints have got this cleared, and Charlton still have the ball all the way over on the left hand side on the byline now. Nice little lofted cross in, and Howard Bellis kicking the Hortings on the outside. I don't know what's with him today. If he's had a new army haircut or something, he seems a bit fiery today. So yeah, so just quickly, I think, yeah, I didn't think he'd change that much, but there is such a much more positive style of football being played. That is the biggest change that I would comment on. Okay, the ball's come in, back post, and there you go. There's that free header and the goal. So as I said, I didn't think it would be a clean sheet. And every time they're playing a ball from that side, they are going for the height. We just can't defend that height. Our centre backs are not near the big guys. They're just kind of all loitered in the middle. Look, if you look here, Howard Bellis is being held. Not great defending there from Saints. Yeah, the guy's made himself free. So yeah, it's a tricky one. It'll be interesting here to see what we do now. So and that David will relate directly to your question as well, to be honest, mate, because usually under any other manager we have crumbled in this position. So a Saint's going to play positively. I hope so. Get another goal and you've like redeemed yourself. If you get if your heads drop, then then we might have a bit more of an answer. Cienzo's outstanding. Come on, you Saints! Put the best coach in Europe in his place. Could be 6-5 here, mate. We have to go careful. Nathan Jones factor strikes again. Absolutely, David. I agree. I'd put some more comments in the box about. For me, I'd like to see why you think we've played trash under previous managers then, and what do you think the difference is in the last 2 games, as it's half-time, by the way. They must have hated Will. Yeah, I mean, like, we definitely saw him throw him under the bus a few times, but to be honest, like, I don't think you have to love your boss to get on and do a good job, and I'm not necessarily speaking from experience here, but, you know, when you're paid to do a job as a player, you have to get on and do that job sometimes. And they've not been doing that job for months, have they? Maybe throw Damien Downs on at half-time, a chance to get him on the score sheet. If I'm honest, I would agree with that. I would suggest maybe getting him on and letting him have a go. But at the same time, I don't think we need to take our foot off the gas right now. I think we need to come out all guns blazing and don't change a thing. Because if we start changing it, we're not going to be building, if you know what I mean. It's difficult to explain, but you start mucking about with a blueprint that's obviously just starting to work. We could be encouraging negativity, and nobody needs that, because if we then concede another 2 goals, is it because it's Damien Downs that's being brought onto the pitch? Rob, second half is going to be interesting. I think I need a beer, Rob. I don't think I've seen anything like that, and if I always play devil's advocate. I don't think that it's necessarily that Southampton were incredible. They played very well. Please don't get me wrong, but Charlton just looked absent in their kind of defence in midfield. Like our players were just running past them, and I was massively surprised by that, because they've generally been quite solid. I'm going to take some screenshots of some of the stats and I will bring them up. Please do me a favour. Put in the comments, are you watching this on TV? Because I just want to know if how people are doing this. Obviously, it's on Sky Sports Plus. But yeah, let me just get up some stats, and do chat amongst yourselves in the comments, because that is a good thing. And then I'll answer any questions you want, football related, anything too dodgy. I'll try. Right, let's bring up some stats, because I do like stats. Just seeing it on the Sky Sports app, and it's like 5-1. That's insane. Ryan Manning 14, Armstrong 16 minutes, Casper Yander 20 minutes, Azaz 22 and 43 minutes. That is bonkers. Right, I'm just doing some screenshots to bring up the stats. We've got to be top of the league now, haven't we? Result like this. So just looking at the our form here, you know, so obviously we beat Sheffield Wednesday, QPR, lost to Preston, lost to Blackburn, lost to Bristol, drew with Swansea. This will be the third win in a row. And Charlton obviously lost the other week to Wrexham. They beat West Brom, drew against Swansea, drew against Hull. So they're a little bit all over the place. But Nathan Jones has had a lovely bit of a lovely time there, hasn't he? Right, let me just upload these stats and see how to do that. How's the weather where you all are, by the way? You all local? Obviously, I know one of you's in Jamaica. I am not in Jamaica. It is pouring here, and I'm in the New Forest. I'm just adding some slides to the live stream. Bear with me, guys. Sorry. Thirsty work. I need to get a beer. Right. Let's have a look. Stats. So there you go. You can see we've got most of the possession at 51%. Shots, we've had 20 shots. My God. That's insane. And I must say, we have been getting a lot of shots this season. We've just not been converting them. So 20 to Charlton 7. On target 7. So we've scored from 5 of them. Off target 8. Yeah, there's been some a bit naff ones, hasn't there? So yeah, 50% of Charlton's shots have been goals though. And that's something I do worry about with Bazunu in goal. His save rate is really not great. I mean that was a good powerful header, but his save rate is, to be honest, I wasn't even looking at the keeper. I was looking at the defenders for that. So maybe I'll look back and look on his positioning. Passes, pretty even on the passes in the middle of the field. Moving into the attack, we've got 3 clear-cut chances, 1 corner, 3 for Charlton. They've scored from one of theirs, and set pieces is a huge area for us to improve on. Defence, plenty of blocked shots. Tackles 1, pretty 50-50. And discipline, well, we've been very disciplined. All looking very smart there. Very happy with what I'm seeing, if I'm honest. Put that line up back on. Let's have a little look through your comments. I'll catch back up on them. Justin, thank you very much. I will do watch-alongs. I mean, obviously, I think everybody knows Football Martin, and when he's not at the games, he'll do a watch-along in it, and his stuff is very, very good. You have to praise him for his absolute amount of hard work that he puts into his channel. It's just unbelievable the amount that he puts in, and his watch-alongs and everything are very entertaining. And he's got a very pretty studio as well. Unfortunately, you've just got this wonderful snake plant here and a view out of the side window. That's about it. I'll jazz this up, but we've not long been in this new house, and I was planning on jazzing it up. Caden, we look really good. Absolutely, I think we look fantastic, but there's still a mistake in us. I'm glad that it's come from a set piece, if I'm honest, because I know that we can struggle on them, and it's not been like a major mistake. Don't break the positivity, keep going. Yeah, I think I'll be disappointed if I see a change. Just seeing on the stats, aerial duels won 34% for Southampton, so that's 60 something for Charlton, and that's exactly what I was saying. Like, we are a lot less physical as a team. So again, you take that goal. If we've only won 34% of our aerial duels and they've scored from a header, it's exactly what I'm talking about, and that's why we need some bigger players in the team, I think. And that's probably why we're keeping 3 at the back as well. Part of that is to have that physicality or a little bit more height. Right, so back to the Will Still discussion here. Will had a lot of experience in a small team against bigger opponents. We saw that against Liverpool. in terms of dominating a league with attacking football, there's little on his record. Yeah, so I would say that there's little on most of the managers' records we've had recently in terms of dominating and attacking. Will Still was, when he come in, I thought it looked very nice, and I was very much looking forward to seeing him play. And initially, I see him in training putting a lot of emphasis on fitness, which I really think that the squad needed. It really did after the previous 2 seasons. And I just thought he seemed to be doing everything right, but something obviously wasn't happening back of house. You could say obviously Tonda is probably in the same boat. He doesn't necessarily have that history, but he has done a couple of seasons as assistant manager in this league, which I didn't realise. If you listen to podcasts, there's one that you can watch, listen along to, the Saints Daily podcast, the Global Sports Network, and the 2 chaps on there. I'll give a shout out to them. They put a good effort in to do a daily podcast. They do a bit of research, bring up some interesting subjects, and I do enjoy listening to it in the mornings. And I've only found them recently, along with that and the Total Saints podcast, which is generally once a week. But yeah, there's some fantastic podcasts out there. Justin, you are watching the TV for the football, watching me on the iPad. Nice one, mate. Hope you've got it plugged in, because we've still got another 45 minutes to go. I'll probably do like an instant reaction afterwards as well. It'll probably just be me scratching my head saying what has just happened, because this has been insane for me. I absolutely against the expected. Rob, you're watching on the iPad, Jimmy. You normally watch the videos on TV, but you can only make a comment on the iPad. I really appreciate you putting the iPad on to watch it. Yeah, so with my vlogs and things like that, something that's really surprising to me is 50% of the viewers are watching on TV, which is really good, because YouTube is kind of evolving a little bit. So usually people would watch it on a mobile device and things like that. And if you can get people sat down in front of TVs and things like that, it can become a different vibe, and something that I've always tried to go for in my videos, and you may or may not have picked up on it, as I'm trying to make it more of an enjoyable watching experience, rather than it just being quite in your face sort of football aggressive nonsense. I do try and make my videos a little bit more cinematic looking. I work quite hard on the music and the sound, and it can be quite difficult sometimes because you're up against loud stadium noises. I'm going to order a cup of tea from my partner. Hopefully she'll bring them in. Yes. You might have seen Branwen on the videos last season, but she doesn't come this season anymore because she's had quite a lot of work on. And luckily for me, we have got controversial Chris next to me, yelling and screaming. I'm surrounded by yellers and screamers at the football, which is quite wonderful. I quite enjoy that. So yeah, TV. I do try and make it nice for people that are watching on TV, and obviously, a lot of people watch little bits on their phones, but I'd prefer to be aiming for a TV audience, and I think we're kind of hitting that right now. Caden, rain, yes, lots of rain. Watching YouTube, mobile phone. Good job, Stephen. I don't imagine you're going to be sat out there in front of a big TV on a couch. Do you think Southampton will take this result if we win as a big push up the table? Let me screenshot the current table. and see exactly where we are. Because if I'm honest, mate, I haven't looked. So let me do that. Let's have a look. This, I think, is a live table as well. So let's have a look. Let me bring it up on the slides. It's just coming up. Just uploading. And the players are coming out for the second half. That went quickly, didn't it? Usually during the football, we get to like 38 minutes, we're losing, or it's 50-50, and we're thinking, right, at St Mary's, it's a case of, do you want a, if you're not driving or whatever, do you want a pint at half time? Yes, usually is the answer. Do you need a wee at half time? And yes, usually is the answer. And you struggle to get both in, unfortunately, at St Mary's, because the service isn't quite good, and there's usually a massive queue. Right, so push up the table. So Charlton are currently 11th on 23 points, and we are currently 14th on 21. That is a big push in 14th. That's on current results. Obviously, there's a few teams around us left to play. Yeah, I mean, this for me, I mean, 3 wins in a row is huge. 9 points, and I don't think many of us were expecting that. But it's absolutely the right direction, and you can't argue with Tonda being left in charge now. I think after seeing something like this, because it hasn't even looked like a ropey performance, if I'm honest. Just waiting to see if there's been any changes. 27,000 the Valley holds. I didn't realise it was that big. Charlton's has not been one that I've been to, not a stadium I've been to. New Forest as well, but just about to drive to Yorkshire. So second half on Solent. All right, well, safe journey, Harry Bison. It's a bit of a long haul up to Yorkshire. I absolutely love living in the New Forest. Like, we're so lucky. I know we're a little bit outside of town, but we're just surrounded by lovely countryside. It's just the only problem is it's a little bit of a pain getting into the match sometimes. If you've got to drive, the traffic's always bad. But yeah, we do love it. Right, catching up with the comments, and then we'll look back at the match a bit. Don't forget we had a bit of a bounce under Sellers and then reverted back after he was appointed for the rest of the season. We need to get an experienced manager in. Absolutely agree with you, mate. But I don't have any what's the right word here without sounding like an idiot. I don't have any confidence in Sports Republic appointing the right man at the right time. I feel like this might be a bit of an easy way out for them, or as I've heard, that Tonda was always meant to be Will Steele's replacement. It's just happened so quickly. So it's always been somebody that they've wanted managing the team. The biggest thing that I would worry about is if they had if they put Tonda in and then it all turns and it goes rubbish, and then they end up having to sack him, and then we've lost a potential fantastic under-21s or future manager. We've effectively lost 2 managers in one. So it could be a lot more at stake than just one man. Can you show me the table, please? Caden, did you see it before? I will show you the table again, mate. I'll stick it up on the right-hand side. Where is it? This is the bottom half of the table where we are. I'll leave that up for a second. Watching on the telly in Manchester. Are you a Manchester fan? Or are you a Southampton fan? Who would have predicted this? Come on, the boys. Yeah, it sounds like you're a Southampton fan. I wouldn't have predicted this. I thought it was going to be 2-1 to Charlton, if I'm honest. I didn't think we'd keep a clean sheet. I thought we would score first, and then Charlton would come back, and Nathan Jones would have his day of glory. We aren't looking too sharp, having come out in the second half. Charlton are definitely looking a lot more physical. They're definitely trying to rile up the crowd for sure. They're getting a bit more stuck into Southampton and not giving us a lot more room on the ball. Saints need to get back on this. At least another goal, and I think that the game will feel a lot more settled. You're going to have to bear with me a sec. Pete Warner, hello, watching YouTube on the TV. Thank you for watching along, Pete. I really appreciate it. Rob Fry, over on Facebook, maybe it's starting to click with the new signings. It's turned around quickly, considering Saints were not great against QPR, but got the result. I think you are exactly right. Definitely, some of these players are clicking. The way that they're pivoting and playing a ball a lot more direct is really, really encouraging to me, because quite often it's been balls to feet, or balls behind the player and turning, cutting back and running back towards their own goal. And what we're seeing now, even more so than the last game, is players turning and running at goal, or the ball being played ahead of them. And when you play the ball ahead of somebody, it automatically makes them run, like Adam Armstrong's just done. And keeper's made a save, but again, that ball was played ahead of him, which forces him to run at that ball and attack. You play it to his foot, and you could look at a different position. Don't know that he needed to take that ball away from goal there, if I'm honest, because I know he's trying to play it onto his right foot, but he could have run in behind that potentially, and had a better angle for the shot. So we've got a corner on right hand side, Cienza, I believe, and headed away. So that's another aerial duel won by Charlton. They're pushing back up the pitch a lot, and a bit of a naff pass back to Bazunu. So yeah, Charlton back on the ball. And they've played it out. They are looking a bit flustered, Charlton, still, and that's understandable when you're 5-1 down. Got a player come on without a number on the back of his shirt. Or was he on from the beginning like that? I've just noticed. Oh, he had blood on his shirt. That'll be the guy that just had a nosebleed, I think. So they've obviously switched his shirt over. Would still like a back four to get fellows higher up the pitch. Not that he has to do much defending today. Yeah. I think obviously we would want a back four. I think most of us would want a back four. But we have what, two injuries or something to the right back position, and we've got one out on loan. So he is a little bit restricted. There's nobody really there to do it, and we have done this kind of system before. When a few seasons ago, when we had James Ward-Prowse almost played that hybrid position and did quite well. I think with the three at the back, it is affording a bit more cover without that right back. But I've got to say, Fellows has done a very, very good job up the pitch and getting back. So I mean, I'm not at all concerned with three at the back today, or five at the back if that's how you want to look at it in defence. I think they've done fantastically. Maybe keep Tondo, but put someone with experience with him. Well, I'm not sure. I think for now he's fine in that seat. Um, but you see, what was his name? Paul Trollope was brought in, a very, very experienced manager, brought in to help Will Steele, perhaps to help him with a bit of experience. We've seen people like Danny Roll, was Ralph Hassan, who was assistant. So sometimes, I mean, Sellers wasn't Sellers an assistant manager as well? I don't know. It depends on dynamics. Who's the boss? Who's going to be listened to? If you've got somebody too experienced, they won't like working below that person, and they won't stick around for too long. I don't think. And it's the same in any business, not necessarily just football. I, how are you watching it? Sus. How am I watching it? Sus. Sky Sports Plus, my friend. How else would you be watching it? I'm in Bali, Indonesia, watching on my iPhone. Very nice. Is that a holiday? I think I'd probably rather be there. And still nervous. Will Still or you? Right. Anyway, comments gone a bit quieter now, so that's fine. Just listen to a bit of the commentary. They're just saying that it should be a procession. I'm not sure that this should be a procession. I think we always have the opportunity to make things difficult for ourselves. But I don't want to see a procession, if I'm honest. Oh, Wood losing the ball there. A lot of shirt pulling. And Charlton get the foul. We were dawdling at the back there. That is a foul. Yeah, that's Wood. But Matey was pulling on him as well after. But yeah, Wood needs to get on and move that ball a lot quicker if we're going to play out from the back. Ball going up into the box. Bazunu taking out two players. Not sure he touched the ball. See, this is where Bazunu, again, he doesn't really command his box. Might have put a touch on. Yeah. I mean, that's not a foul, is it? But I don't think he needed to be doing that. Like, that's over the far edge of the 6-yard box. I'd rather he was just getting set for anything that would come in. Manning was there. Manning was the wrong side of the player, but I just don't think. I don't know. But that is another example of us not being very good in the air. And that ball being aimed exactly for the same players again. They've had some good luck from there. Watching from Melbourne. Very nice. Are you a part of the Australian Supporters Club? Because that on Facebook is a very good Facebook page. It's funny as hell. Like some of the comments and posts in that group are hilarious. Hello from Chicago. Been a Saints fan since 2013, the glory days. Is it normal where being 4 goals up, we don't feel like we've got this in the bag? Yeah, I think that is absolutely normal there. I don't think we will ever feel like we have a game in the bag. Will it go to penalties? You can't rule that out against Southampton, can you? It's not an easy ride. We've had such a difficult couple of seasons, and I don't. It's been very, very hard to find the fun, if I know what I mean. I mean, fortunately, I've been able to do videos and things like that, which has been a bit of a creative thing for me. I have enjoyed doing that and stuff, and it's been a lot of learning and trying to control my emotions and things like that to not look like a lunatic. Saints have got it here on the edge of the 18-yard box. We don't have as many options at all. We look a bit more flat-footed this half. I mean, Charlton have definitely shut up shop, but I think we need to. I think probably we do need to start thinking about getting back on top of this, because Charlton are breaking the game up quite nicely. I'd imagine Jones has probably yelled at half time at them, and it's done the right thing. So yeah, Chicago. Wow, we've got people all over the world here, which is beautiful. Can we hold on, Pete? Hold on to what? Yes, we can hold on to a win. I don't doubt that now for 1 minute. But I don't really want to see any more goals being conceded, if I'm honest. Another foul there. It's got to be a yellow. He's just. Yeah, I think yes, Saints can hold on, but I'll be disappointed if we don't see another goal for Southampton. In the US, Paramount Plus is the way to watch every game. Yeah, I mean, like in other countries, people are very lucky because you can pay your subscription and you can watch every single game. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if you know, but in the UK, we have generally something called a media blackout. So all the 3:00 games are not shown on TV. And also any other games are kind of split across things like Amazon Prime on, for the Premier League, and Sky Sports and things like that. Occasionally what have we had, a couple on BBC, I think, and ITV this season, who are also trying to muscle in on a bit of game time. But of course it mucks about our start time. So today is on Sky, and it's made it a 12:30 kickoff, which unfortunately was too early for me to be able to get to London. Getting a lot of comments in. I think I'm the furthest north of Sweden, 45 minutes. Are you Father Christmas? You're that far north. Just left the Valley as a season ticket holder. Absolute shambles. Good luck to the Saints. It looks well deserved. Hello there, mate. When you say just left the Valley, you mean you've left the game early? You've left really early. If that's the case, you must have left at half time. There's not many games where I've left Southampton early. I think that game against Chelsea, I think last season, I think half the stadium walked out because everyone was so frustrated. I think it got to about 60th minute and everybody said, no, I've had enough. Or maybe it was the 80th, I can't remember. But very rarely would I leave early, but I am doing videos for people as well. So I kind of want to show the vibe. But it's very tough sometimes to stay and watch when your team are playing terribly. Like last season, I honestly, I feel like we've all got PTSD from it. I don't know how we've got through that. Got to keep in mind we have a mid-week game. No, that's a very good point, actually, Rob. We're playing again. What is it? Is it Tuesday we're playing, I think? I think we've got Leicester on Tuesday, haven't we? Yeah, and to be honest, we need to win that game as well. And I'm not getting ahead of myself saying we're too good to not win that game. But if we want to keep this momentum going, yeah, we need to be up for that. So yeah, right, got to the bottom of the comments. 4-0 in 20 minutes is good enough for me. I think, yes, 4-0 in 20 minutes is good. Yeah, I mean, you can't complain as a football fan about that. but I kind of want to be honest, I want to see effort and a game for 90 minutes or 96 or 98 minutes, whatever it is. I don't really want to see like us then sit back and have enough, because I don't think that that's being competitive, and I don't think we're the team that needs to be humble to do that. We need to go out, and we must remember about goal difference as well. Like if we're what were we on the table there? Let me bring that up. Wrong one. We are just trying to see it on the screen. Well, we're in the green on goal difference on 1 as things stood when I took that screenshot. I think it must be 0 now. But come the end of the season, that could be very important, whether we're getting into a playoff position or not. Anyway, so we've picked up the ball on the right-hand side, edge of the box, Fellows again, and intercepted there by Charlton, but we've got it back. Bragg winning the ball back. Azaz on it. Armstrong. Lovely little ball, but I think Azaz is offside. Oh, and it's hit the post. The flag was up. Nearly had a nice little dink over the keeper there. We have got changes now, Rob, which is what you were saying about a minute ago, mate. Okay. Azaz is coming off, and they're bringing on Joe Aribo. Let me know, guys, in the comments, what are your thoughts on Joe Aribo at the moment? Please. And put it politely. Yep, I think Azaz coming off is the right man. And then we've got Jay Robinson also coming on. And we're bringing off Cienza. Okay. On any other day, I would argue that taking off Cienza is the right choice on any other day. But today we are 4 goals ahead. Cienza's had an outstanding match. We're not chasing the game at this point. I think that is right to take Cienza off, and hopefully he's ready for Tuesday. But yeah, I would be very interested to hear what people's thoughts on Joe Aribo is. He's got a good opportunity now, 35 minutes to come on, and is that right? No, my math sucks. 25 minutes to come on and show us that he wants to be in this team, because on the small amount we've seen this season, he's not shown that. And that does annoy me a little bit, if I'm honest. I woke up when this game was in intermission. I can't see any video replays of the 5 goals. Mind a quick summary of each goal. Wondering if we're killing it or Charlton are giving up easy goals. Okay, so obviously all the goals come in 20 minutes. They, in my opinion, were well-worked goals. But I really did feel like Charlton weren't there for it. Whether that was because our movement was fantastic. I think Saints are turning and playing well. So yeah, they were definitely doing well. And I think Charlton weren't expecting that. I think they just got swamped. I was very impressed with the goals, and they were lovely little goals. But we weren't Barcelona. Yeah. One problem is we can't keep leads. Okay. Yes, Caden, we generally can't keep leads. And this will be the first time in a couple of years that I've ever felt as comfortable during a game as this. I've got to be honest. Pete, Leicester was the only game I left early. We were 7-0 down at the time. That was such a painful game. I didn't leave early for that. It was absolutely gutting. So sometimes I think staying to the end of the game Just trying to see what's going on here. The ref's just given a goal kick. Okay. I think the ref's getting that wrong, isn't he? Yeah. I think sometimes I want to see what the reaction of the crowd is at the end of the match. I want to know the general thoughts, and obviously we've seen it a few times at the games this season where people have booed, and it does often seem to come a lot from behind me to the right, the northern wall. But I don't think that area has its agenda. I think that there may be just some more outspoken fans. I used to, a few years back, used to sit in the centre in the Kingsland. Hardly anyone would be like cheering, like celebrating it. It was definitely more a happy clapper vibe. But they were also the ones that if somebody picked up a ball in a bad position, they'd be the ones that were ooh, kind of making them kind of nervous noises. And you don't tend to get that. Definitely where I sort of stand now in the northern section. If somebody picks up the ball, they'll either yell at them, and if they're not doing good, or they'll really get behind the team. And I prefer that. I much prefer the atmosphere where I am now. Joe Aribo was good when he was with us at Charlton. When Joe Aribo first came to us, he was very good. I thought he was very skillful. I thought he was going to be a great number 7. As it stands now, and the number 7 is a very number 7's a very special shirt at Southampton, in my opinion. I don't know that he's fit for the number 7 shirt. I would much rather have Cienza have taken that number or something like that, because I think Cienza's showing us everything that he is absolutely deserving that number 7 shirt. Good work from Robinson there, and Armstrong's played a lovely ball over the top for him, just not going to get there. That was a good turn and run there from Robinson. Armstrong weighted that bit too heavy, but he played it at exactly the right time when Robinson was just going onto the halfway line. Let Cienza rest and don't get the Aribo swap. I think he's probably trying to shore up the midfield a bit more physicality, because we are losing it on headers and physicality. I don't think Aribo will be here in February. Aribo was decent in the Championship 2 seasons ago. Yeah. He was decent in the Championship 2 seasons ago. And that's about it, really. I just haven't seen that desire for him to really play. I mean, we even just seen in that shot there from Charlton that went over. But look at Joe just watching him go. Like, even at 5-a-side football, for me, when I'm playing, like, you're just getting after it. You don't, if you don't just let somebody go and give up. I don't see why a professional footballer would do that, in my opinion, especially if you just come on. And I'm not just giving him a hard time on that. So looks like Saints have got a corner. So Manning's taking it from what's our left side. I would like to see one of the defenders get on this. A Wood, Stevens, Manning. I'd love to see one of them score as well, because I think that would give the defence a big thing. Almost got to it there. But yeah, ball's out of play now. Looks like 3 more changes from Charlton here. I still feel a little bit like, a bit not aggrieved, but the fact that you can make 5 changes in a game, I think it's a bit much. I don't think it's entirely necessary. And I think when you give a manager that chance to change 5 people, you can massively alter the dynamic of the team on the pitch. They've just bought Doherty off. That's interesting. See, I mean, I don't know a lot of the Charlton players, but 3 changes in one on 73 minutes. So Southampton are going to have to keep themselves switched on here, because three changes in one go can really change things up. And they've broken down the left-hand side already. Looks like this chap's got a bit of pace on him, but he was well offside. How many of you guys get to go down to St Mary's, by the way? Do you have season tickets? And where do you sit if you do? I know. What I like doing about my videos is that I get a chance to make something for the people that can't go. So I will always try and give a bit more of the match day experience, not just like fan interviews or anything like that. It's something that I've dabbled with a bit before, and I can take it or leave it. If I find somebody interesting and they want to talk to me, then yeah, we'll do it. But I don't go searching it out. But what I prefer to do is kind of give the vibe around the stadium beforehand. And during, obviously. But yes, I sit in the northern. I've kind of pretty much sat everywhere apart from the Itchin, and we were kind of, when they changed the away end, we were forced, because at that point I was over in the chapel, and I didn't mind it there, but I'm so much happier where we are now. I absolutely love it. The only thing that is a bit annoying is that when the sun comes down, so it's right in your eyes. So I'll wear shades quite a lot. All right, they're bringing Downs on, and Downs, Flynn Downs and Damien Downs coming on. Adam Armstrong coming off. He's had a good game, Adam Armstrong. Who's coming off for Flynn? Okay, Cam Bragg. That's absolutely fine. See, that these are generally quite sensible changes. I think when you're 5-1 up, getting Damien Downs on now for the last part of the match, absolutely fine. Bragg's getting a nice hug off of Tonda. And as I said a bit earlier, getting Cam Bragg into the team is something that if Tonda does one thing, you would want to be able to give somebody who's played really well for you in the under-21s a chance. And I think that's nice. I think you've got to support people around you in any business if you can. Oh, Downs has turned. Don't know if that ball went under his foot, or he meant to play it around. I'd really like to see him get a goal today as well. All right, let's catch up with some comments quick. Hello. Gonna love you and leave you, Jimmy. Off to watch my local team, Chichester City. Thank you very much, Pete. I'm sorry I didn't catch that straight away. It was only a minute ago. Yeah, really appreciate you tuning in today, as everyone. It is my first time doing this, so I do appreciate you guys giving up your afternoon to hear me waffle. Swap Fraser for Fellows and give Downs 20 minutes. Was Fraser on the bench? Interestingly, haven't seen much of Fraser, have we, at all, for quite a few games now. Not sure why that is, but again, he can potentially also play that sort of right wing back position as well. But I am very happy with Fellows in there, and so yeah, I would. That's a sensible option if he's on the bench. But let me see if he is. My tea has been delivered. Thank you so much. Yep, Fraser is on the bench. Yep. So we've got Kwashi, Edwards, Wellington. Why can't Wellington go into that position? Is he still injured? Yeah, but yeah, absolutely right. Fraser can do a good job, and he did do a really good job at the beginning of the season. He was after everything, wasn't he? 5 subs is good, especially for teams that don't have the depth when it comes to injuries or fatigue for those who have cup commitments. Yes. It was kind of like the Manchester Cities and Liverpools that were strong advocates for having more subs. And I think, if I remember, wasn't it during COVID that they first brought that in? But it's absolutely fine. But sometimes I think that managers feel like they have to use it. And I think that there's been times this season when we've just made the subs for the sake of it, and I don't think it's necessarily benefited the team or the dynamic on the pitch. Saints are now 60% possession, 27 touches in the opponent's box, and 21 shots on target. So we've not seen many shots this half, which is a bit disappointing. Damien Downs scores. We're on the pitch. It'll be absolute limbs, won't it? It'll be an interesting one, like of how the fans react if he scored, because he's taken a lot of stick, and it just watching him, it's difficult to feel enthusiasm about the player, because he doesn't seem to be tearing it up. Oh, that's a bit dodgy on the edge of the box there. Charlton went down. It looked to me like actually he was dragged down by Downs. To be honest, I'm not sure if that was exactly in the box or where. But Flynn Downs needs to go really careful with things like that. And I do find him a bit rash sometimes. You know, you've just had a bit of a spell out from sickness and injury and things like that. And we don't want to be seeing you get more time out with a red card. Oh, I think the player was already going down when he put his hands on him. I'll put a bet on for over 6.5 goals. What's the chances they'll score? 10 minutes. I think Southampton can score. Yeah. But they've got to put the effort in to do that. I don't see Charlton scoring the way it's going. If anyone needs a goal, it's him. Yes, absolutely. That the man needs a goal. The man needs 5 goals to get the monkey off his back, so to speak. I think that something's got to click for him. I think the players need confidence in him as well to be able to pass it. But I can't quite tell what his style of play is, and he seems very much to me very similar to like a Cam Archer, who is nowhere near the team either at the moment. If he's injured, I'm not sure, but it's just too Sekumara offside there for Charlton. Damien Downs needs a goal, absolutely, but the man has got to put himself in that position. I don't think anybody just gets gifted goals in this league. You have to put yourself in the right place. You've got to work for it. You even see Adam Armstrong dropping back and picking up that ball in midfield when he's on it to get the ball moving, and having him do that is very important to our play. You know, you need everybody playing. That's one thing I actually hate about some of our football at times is that you see players just giving up and not getting back or breaking their neck to help the team out. And you think back to when we had Wanyama and Schneiderlin and Mane and everyone like that. Everyone would get back behind that ball and defend as a team. They all did what it took. I've got a better first touch than Damien Downs. There's a lot of euphemisms that we can use for that. So there we go. There's his first. There's his second. There's his third. He's still got it. Look, there we go. Ronaldinho. All the way back to the keeper. Aribo does not care anymore. Doesn't do anything. Well, at the moment, he's walking in the middle of the pitch at a very slow pace. Just sometimes I'll just watch what's not going on with the ball, and just try and keep an eye out on what players are doing. And I get fed up sometimes if I don't see any effort being put in. I mean, he's kind of in a bit of space there. But is he going to get near the ball? Is he after it or not? Maybe the second time he's touched it. Second Mara could at least control the ball. I never thought we would sign a worse striker than Mara, but we did it. Well done, Sports Republic. Yeah. I think at this point in the season, you could probably tell exactly where we're at with this signing. But I do that friendly game when he had that shot straight on goal, I thought it was fantastic. I don't think anybody needs to be written off entirely. But if there's any game that he has a chance to do something or at least show a glimmer of hope, it's a game like this. He just doesn't look up for it. Here's a Rebo getting stuck in. Yeah. I don't want to sit here slating our players. Can we talk about Bazunu, please? I'd probably skip. Was it 1 shot, 2 shots, 1 conceded? Ronnie Edwards coming on for Fellows. Fellows has had a really good game, I think. I'm surprised that it's Edwards that's come on. I mean, we know he can kind of do a job in that, but absolutely fine. Fraser's still got his jogging trousers on, so I think he knew he was never coming off that bench today. 85 minutes in. By the way, you've done really well to hold out this long in the stream. So can you please just hit the like button if you have access to it? Hang on, Charlton. Still got it on the edge of the D here. And we are back in control. Yeah, if you can hit the like button, I would appreciate it. If you don't like it, don't hit the like button. I'm not after it just for that. But I am trying to get things back on track with the YouTube gods after taking summer off, and basically it's effectively restarted my channel in terms of getting it out to the right people. Robinson's on the ball. A lovely ball there. Yander's going to take his time. Wrong pass there. That was the wrong choice. Corner, but I don't think that was the right choice to give that to Manning. Look, Downs is completely free in the box there, and Manning's just whacked it. That is that's a lack of going in for the kill there from Saints, I'm afraid. We have taken off a lot of the players that have been very attacking. It does kind of show us all these teams that have been saying, oh, the squad that Saints have got is ridiculous, and how much better our squad is and how much money and value it's worth. But half of them don't have any real attacking threat. Come on, corner here from Manning. Lots of pushing in back. Wood amongst it again. Wood's been in the battles today, as always. I quite like that though. He's been getting pulled and pushed quite a lot, Nathan Wood has. But I like that. I do like to see a physical side. And that's what I really hope Romero brings back in. Just somebody that's just going to crush some skulls. So ball's gone in. Big header away from Charlton. Very big clearance. Hologram keeper. Okay, yeah, sorry. I left that thing up about Gavin Bazunu for a bit long there. Oh, poor clearance there. Yes, so my opinions on Gavin Bazunu are probably a bit harsh, I would say. Personally, I don't feel that he controls that box very well. In physicality or athleticism. I think he goes in for the wrong balls at the wrong time. Occasionally he pulls off a worldie, but I think any keeper has that opportunity to do that. Damien Downs holding it up there, using his strength, and we've not really seen him do that very, very much. And he's back on it again. Oh, thought Manning might have been able to get onto that. We're still pushing here, which is really good. Yeah, so and I think sometimes we see Bazunu just kind of make a flopsy save. Almost dives over where he should be going for it. There's been lots of discussion amongst groups and on my Facebook page and things like that about Bazunu is better than what he's given credit for, or he's young and has potential, but he's what, 23, 24? My opinion is he's not mega young now. I think, Jay Robinson. I think he needs to be way better than what he is, personally, for this level. But we can't argue it's 5-1 right now. While we have definitely lost this game, we lost it early on. We tend to be one of the teams that seem to be the 90-minute scorer. I'd hope for a better game for us. Yeah, so I actually thought Charlton were going to be really difficult today. I think you guys have done way better this season than maybe you were expecting, from what I have read. And you have been getting them last minute things. And it has been, obviously, as I think we've probably seen a little bit more of your team winning because of the Nathan Jones side of it. I don't think I would have paid too much attention. And again, I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's just that I don't know this league that well. But obviously we see the clips of Nathan Jones like sort of belting it down the touchline after winning last minute games, and we didn't have a very good time with him as a manager at all. A lot of the fans absolutely hated Nathan Jones. But he was very, very arrogant, and he just said absolutely the wrong things. And then Bazuni's touch there, not great. Anyway, yeah, Jones just wasn't the right guy for Southampton at all. Just not the right guy at all. Saints Jack, up the Saints Jack. Downs would have missed it. Missed the ball entirely. Bazunu's better than McCarthy. McCarthy turns like an airplane. Yep, they're both quite different goalkeepers, though, in my opinion. Oh, here we go. So Downs running straight towards the 18-yard box, which is good. Step over and lofts it. He's had a shot. Did he need to shoot from there? So step over, made a bit of space for himself. I think that he did quite well there, and I liked his directness. He didn't stop, wait for other people. I have no complaints with that. He took it on, and that wasn't a pathetic attempt by any means. He did quite well there. So yeah, so Bazunu is more of a, obviously meant to be more technical. I think McCarthy is an okay shot stopper at times, but I definitely think he controls his box more, and I think that's so important sometimes. Just letting people know what's going on ahead of them or around them. But both are too weak for what we need, and I think that's a big problem for Southampton is our goalkeeper. He's not had too much to do in this game, thankfully, though. Downs makes Ali dear. All right, David, we get the point. Already done, Jimmy? Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, as I was saying, so yeah, please do hit the like button. All of that makes a huge difference to the channel. I'll probably do a very quick video separate after a reaction video, and then hopefully you guys will see the vlog pop up in your feed on Thursday for the game against Leicester. And it's just basically I need to get YouTube trusting that I'm putting out regular videos again and get it feed into the right audience. Basically, I'm in jail and it's my own fault for not being consistent on uploads. So it is what it is. I've lost £200. Crikey, you didn't say you're going to put 200 quid on it. 23 is young for a keeper. I know he needs more time. Okay, yes, I do think that. Yeah, I do agree that 23 is young for a goalkeeper, but doesn't necessarily mean that that's what we need in this team right now. You know, I genuinely do encourage growth and people to do better to succeed. And I don't think that this is the environment for him to succeed, especially when our defence was so leaky. When the fun stops, stop. Good point. Gambling is, well, I don't gamble. I suppose I gamble with my season ticket every week, but yeah, I don't gamble myself. But I do see some people struggling with gambling addiction and things like that. So we're just hitting the 95th minute. The fun will be stopping in a minute for us. And there we go. We might get the win today. I'm hopeful. I think we've got it there, David. 5-1. Tonda looks absolutely thrilled, doesn't he? Tonda Eckert. He has got such a poker face. Nathan Jones is not happy. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised. He's gone out and he's greeting our players. Fair play to him. Hopefully he does better at Charlton, and I think with their position in the table this season, they're doing a good job. So he's getting something right there. But as we see, like one of their fans is not happy with him so much. But it takes a little while for some of these things to unravel sometimes, doesn't it, as to whether the manager's going to do a good job for you or not. He does have good experience in the league, though. I am very happy. Like we've just three wins in a row after pretty traumatic start, or up and down, or nothing really happening. That is good. It's exactly what we need. Is this the beginning of a 25-game unbeaten streak? Hopefully Romeo will be ready for Tuesday. Apparently not, Caden. According to the press conference, it's going to be a couple of weeks at least. One thing I would raise also about that is, do they want Romeo in the squad? I mean, obviously he's been bought in, but do the players and the current manager want him? Just watching the Saints fans clap the away fans. So good that they'll be getting some positive cheers. And hopefully they're not doing the old sort of Ray, because that's just embarrassing, in my opinion. We don't need to be doing that. Oh, yeah, they're doing it. They've gone for it. It's nice, really nice to see some smiling, happy faces, and Bragg and Cienza and things like that. I think really happy for him to get his debut, 5-1 win on it. Loads of positivity. Some of the subs I've not been convinced with there. We were saying about Joe Aribo, and I don't think he offered the team absolutely anything coming on there. Not one thing. So yeah. Right, I'm gonna end the stream now. So I might pop back on with a live and do a reaction, or it might just be a recorded video, but we'll wait and see, and I don't expect anybody to wait around for that. So one last plea. So if you do see my videos pop up, if you like them, leaving a comment. I do like to hear from people in the comments. It's not just like oh yeah, Saints were good or Saints were bad. Just generally leave a comment, say how you're doing. I don't care. I do like to think of social media and YouTube and things like that as a community, and I will always try and engage with everyone in there, whether you're a Saints fan or opposition. If you're a skate, you can get lost. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone, today. Hopefully it wasn't too hideous with me waffling. We've been going for just under 2 hours now. My first live video for a watch along. I've enjoyed it. I like that we can pop comments in the box and things like that, and we can discuss it. But yeah, when the reaction video comes along, please do leave a comment. It's been fantastic having you, and I am signing off. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. A great 5-1 win. I'm very happy. See you later, guys.